welcome back. We are here for the first episode of season 2 of the MissJudged podcast.
Let's go.
Yes. And if you don't know us, at MissJudged podcast, everywhere you find us. I am here, Alyssa, your host, and I have to address the big red elephant in the room today because I am here with a different ginger.
That's right. A ginger elephant in the room.
We are here. I'm going to be your co-host, or I'm going to be your host for season 2 with a guest every week. So check it out. It's going to be feral. Also, just because people keep asking me, what is the podcast about? Let me tell you what.
What is the podcast about? Tell us.
You know what? As someone raised on Seinfeld, it's about nothing. Okay? Just tell your friends, tell your fam. We're going to talk about everything but politics because I think we all need a break from that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
It is about nothing, okay? Getting through life.
Nothing and everything.
Getting through life, 20s to 40s. Like,
there you go.
Just surviving this shit. But anyways, today I am with my new ginger, Daniel. Can you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. I just love that it was I'm the first, and I am ginger as well. This is great. We played that to a T. My name is Daniel. I'm the Irish Yank on Instagram. I'm the creator of the Irish Yank Society community, both in New York City and all over the world. I'm the founder of the Irish Yank Foundation, which is a charity that gives back to my local community back home in Ireland. I'm a New York City celebrity trainer, personal trainer. I get people strong for a living. And
love it.
Again, my personal favorite is I'm a dog dad to Dougal, who's my 3-year-old Rottweiler.
Yeah. And as a dog dad, a fellow dog dad, and it's a boy.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So when you go places and he's not with you, people are like, the fuck.
Yeah, they were like, they don't care.
Don't care.
They're like, we're no Dougal, no dog.
Do they remember your name?
Some of them do, most of them don't. They know me because I stand out like a sore thumb anyway. I'm like a walking poster boy for Ireland with the accent and the red hair. And then you had the Rottweiler to it because you don't see too many of the Rottweilers about. But like he is a celebrity in the air, like our block. Like all the restaurants know him.
Yeah.
Like all the people know him, all the shops know him, the bodegas. So yeah, it's whenever I go in, like they're like, no dog. Even when I walk by them, they're like, oh, no, never mind.
I mean, honestly, you don't really need to know me. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not extroverted sometimes where people try to talk to me when the dog is there. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to live my life. Do we need to know his name and wait? Are you going to see him again? Is this going to impact your life? You know, like sometimes I'm really friendly and I'm just like dying inside where I just want to be an introvert right now. Thank you very much. But people do not give a fuck about me without butters. Like, don't care.
We love dogs. Dogs are great.
In their defense, I only know the dogs in my building and the humans are just like there, you know, they're just kind of present. I'm like, oh, I'm talking to the dog, you know?
It's funny because it's true and everybody's the same. If they're saying like, no, everybody's the same.
I know. And my friend's partner literally has like a thick Irish accent too. And when he met Butters, he said, oh, like, here's my little pet or something like that.
Wee pet, yeah.
Wee pet. Oh my God, a wee pet?
Yeah,
I am not.
We say we all the time. That's like one of my words.
Yeah. I can't.
Yeah. Look at this wee pet.
Yeah. Okay. The accent is so good. I can't deal with Americans because people from other countries will be like, oh, like I like your accent. I'm like, first of all, what accent? Second of all, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not about it. And like every time you guys say anything, even if it's the meanest thing ever, you're calling me the C word. It's like funny.
Yeah, we love the C word. We love it. We don't say it as much as the Australians, but the both of us get along very well. But we love that word, and we say it as a sign of endearment.
Yeah,
but you can't say it here because people get offended.
Oh, I know. Australians and people from the UK love.
I say that the Australians say it every like third word. We say it like every fifth word.
Yeah. No, I think I was secretly born in Europe because I'm over here just offending Americans and I'm just being funny. You know what I mean? So
we do speak in sarcasm. Like that's generally the way Irish people like communicate is through sarcasm.
Yeah.
Like we don't give compliments. We're even worse at receiving them.
Yeah.
Like as a society, but like we'll give backhanded compliments or we'll be sarcastic when we're trying to be nice and give compliments, but we don't really want to, so we'll just be sarcastic. That's great. That's the way we get across.
First of all, I love sarcasm. My love language is sarcasm. Like, I want a relationship where we're just roasting each other 24/7. And some people cannot hang with that.
No.
Not hang with it.
No.
But like, no, sarcasm is the only thing that gets me through life. You know what I mean? Like, the internet has not disappointed the past few months. I have to say, it's been funny. Like,
Meme central as well.
if you don't laugh, you're gonna die. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But sarcasm kind of leads into what we're gonna be talking about today.
Okay.
So, because Daniel's here, obviously, we're going to talk about gym etiquette and the people that we find in the gym and just like
The characters.
the cast of characters. But basically, I wanted to talk to Dan because actually we connected on Instagram before we were introduced and I was making fun of your dog taking a shit in the crosswalk.
Yeah.
'Cause I've been there.
My most viral video ever.
My dog has done that to me so many times and we stop traffic and sometimes the drivers are cool about it and sometimes they're like about to run you over.
Yeah, so the video that Alyssa's talking about is on 6th Avenue.
Yeah.
My dog Dougal, he took a shit in the middle of the street, like not on one side, not literally in the middle, and oncoming traffic kept oncoming.
Yeah.
And were driving past us while he was going to the bathroom in the middle of the road.
Yeah. But your narration was clutch.
Nice. The funny thing is that that's not the only time it happened. It actually happened twice in the same spot.
Of
And
course.
I took the two videos and people are like, why are you taking a video? And I'm like, well, if I didn't, you wouldn't believe me.
Yeah, no, the video is great because
You wouldn't believe that this actually happened, that yes, traffic was oncoming.
I've literally like people probably see me like dragging my dog, like they think I'm abusing him, like dragging because I see that little hunch.
Yeah, it's coming, yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Yeah. My Dougal loves an audience as well. I
yeah.
found, so you have to be like on alert. When
Oh
you're around
yeah.
people.
Butters will walk up to someone taking like a drag from a cigarette and they're just existing on the sidewalk and he will take a shit right at their feet and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
so sorry.
Dougal's the exact same. Yeah. I don't know what it is about, like it has to be the New York side of things.
Yeah.
Because you try to explain this to obviously Irish people, and when I go home and they would comment on it, I'm
Yeah.
like, it's welcome to New York. This is what the dogs are like.
Literally. I mean, but no, so like that's how, and you know, because he's the gym guy and the celebrity trainer. We're going to get into that, by the way, because I want to know who sucks. But, you know, you don't have to name names. But I was like, we were talking about this episode and both of our schedules are absolute trash. So we've been talking about it since like
It's literally 6 months, nearly.
Literally.
6 months now, trying to get this going.
2024, guys. And when he was like, I'm game, it was like, I was in the gym the next day. It was probably like January 2nd. And I cannot tell you how I was like, we're talking about this on the pod. We're doing a gym etiquette because January 2nd at the gym in New York City, feral.
Wild.
I was at the West Village Equinox too. All right. It was girls and gays.
Girls and gays.
Girls
yeah.
and gays.
That is it. Yeah.
Yeah. In their
In a nutshell.
groups. It was like, I wanted to kill myself because I was like, maybe I'll just be fat this year if this is going to be what it's going to be. Like, I'm just going to lose my gym journey. But it was
You survived. We got here. We're getting there.
We did, but at what cost? You know what I mean? Mental
The
clarity.
January is a wild month when it comes to gym and people and
Yeah. It's the worst
because
everybody just like, first of all, it's not new people. If you're on your new gym journey, you're like, I really want to turn over a new leaf this year. I support you. However, the people that are in the gym the first week of January are the people that have been members. Okay. And now they're just going to make it their personality for 4 weeks.
If they make it 4 weeks, I'd be happy. To be honest, and it is funny because you have the regular people who do go to the gym like all the time, and then they go during Christmas or whatever, and then they come back in January and they're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Literally.
There's so many people. And then you have the people who are gym members for the year but only show up for 2 weeks in January, and then you have the complete newbies who just don't know what's going on. And it is a wild experience for a lot of people. And the first 2 weeks is bananas.
Like absolutely insane. Everybody is there with their group of friends, or they're like at the gym and they're still like, you know, watching their shows on their phone. Whatever. We're gonna get into it because I'm gonna talk about like all the cast of characters you're gonna find at the gym. But it was just like, I was like, beam me up. I'm ready to leave the simulation. And some of the stuff I was seeing in the gym, it's like, it's just crazy, especially in New York, because in January, we're not in California where you can just, I'm going to go for a hike. Like, you gotta be inside.
It is, yeah. You're trying to go from your apartment to the gym as quickly as you possibly can.
Yeah.
To not be outside, yeah.
I mean, I was even like, fuck it. I'm going to come back here in a month. I'm going to use my, I'm lucky because I have a gym in my building too. But even that was crazy. Oh, okay. Anyways.
Let's get into it. I feel like it's going to be a Simpsons episode here with all these characters.
It's going to, because, okay, so like this episode was born from you, but also like when I was in college, we had to write a paper about like groups of people. And I think my teacher wanted it to be like a cultural thing. Like, I wrote it about the people you find at the gym. It was like a parody. She thought it was, I got like an A+. She thought it was genius. But it's so funny because—
You should try to redo it now, so these years on.
Dude, I tried to find it actually because I did remember some of the people, but like to not age myself, this was like, I wrote that paper in like 2009. So like the fact that a lot of these people are still very prevalent in society is actually embarrassing for us.
Wild people.
So, all right.
I'm
going to start naming them and we're going to talk about them because you know exactly all these people. But the first one is my least favorite man in the gym. And I'm sorry, men. I love you. And thank you for being our key demographic, by the way. Love the men. But y'all, the grunting gladiator. Okay?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's also the one that chucks the weights on the floor.
Yeah.
Because he can't handle the weight he's lifting, clearly.
Yeah.
So that man, it's a man. You never see a woman chucking weights, I have to say, or like you never.
No, I'd agree with you. Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, you have yes, you have those guys who are lifting way too heavy than what they should be, ego lifting and reps, and their form is terrible. And then, yeah, they drop, they probably have, $12 headphones on and they blast and, System of a Down, and they're just throwing that shit around. Absolutely, yes, you do have, what did you call them?
Grunting Gladiator.
That's a good one, yeah.
I love that we came for the headphones. But you know what? We're coming for the headphones. We're going to come for everything in this episode.
Yeah. He probably has knee braces on as well when he's doing upper body as well. But does the person who slams the cable weights, is he in there as well? Or is that
no, that's the same guy.
Same guy, yeah.
Same guy.
I'm not going to lie, that annoys the fuck out of me.
I want to slap the shit out of people.
They do like a row or a lap pull down and then they just let go and it's slam. Oh, fuck.
I am a gentle queen. When I'm doing something, I am like slowly doing it back. Why is it? I'm sorry, it's only men. I've seen like maybe 2 women in my life because I'm always at the gym. I'm not gonna lie. Like I love to go to the gym. It keeps me mentally clear. I'm coming off a hamstring injury, so it's been a rough 2 months. But I love the gym. And so when I'm there and I am listening to my song and I am zoning out and I hear slam, and if I hear that shit over my music, what are you doing?
Maybe you had the $12 headphones on, did you?
My God.
I'm only joking.
You know what?
Joking.
No, you know what? I turned off the noise cancellation on the AirPods because I almost died in the road once.
Yeah, that.
I didn't hear a truck.
Yeah, you women do love, New York City women do love the headphones on in the street.
Well,
I know it's just that people coming up and talking to you, but also your safety first here, ladies.
No, we're gonna die. Like, I mean, and that's also, don't worry, that's also on here, the people that don't want to be talked to. But like, I mean, yeah, the grunting gladiator, he drives me fucking insane.
Yeah, and they seem to get a lot of, because you can hear them and see them.
Yeah,
it's like they're like the first person you would, yeah.
They're offending 2 of the senses. You know what I mean?
That's very true. That is very true. Yeah.
What are we doing? Yeah. So, okay. And then there's the newest one. This wasn't in my 2009 because like society's, changed a little bit for the worst. The tripod Tammy. Yeah. All right. Here's my rules with the tripod. Unless you're a personal trainer and you're showing a workout to the masses, or you're a Victoria's Secret angel and you're not gatekeeping anymore, the fuck out of here, okay?
I feel like with the tripods, there's Yeah, there's a give and take here because as a society, everybody's recording everything. They're all, and I do think the one thing is with Equinox, they definitely don't allow it as much as other gyms, and I think the people who do go to Equinox, they do realize that. So you wouldn't see as many, but like if you go to a Blink or a Crunch or New York Sports Club or any of them other franchises, like there's tripods all over the place, and then you have certain gyms that are like nearly social media gyms, so it's just tripods upon tripods upon tripods. But I want to shout out Joey Swole for he has an account where he calls out the BS and
I've seen him.
The people who have the tripods up and they're filming, even if they're doing arms. Sorry, ladies, but you'd be you're facing the other direction, just showing the arse. But like if somebody walks in front of their camera, they're like, "Oh, I'm recording." Oh. Like,
see, what are we doing?
No, you go no.
The tripod situation is getting out of control. I went to Soho to run an errand. I'll never do this again on a Saturday. Everyone's an influencer in Soho. And
on Broadway?
It was insane. I saw a woman making her 7-year-old child be her content coordinator. The kid was getting the angles. He was like in the street. He was like hunched down. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's the what's that, inferior complex.
Look, I get it because like I was reaching out to influencers to try and like work with them for my actual business. And when they say their rates, I'm like, yo, do I need to quit my job and become an influencer? So I understand wanting to have a hustle, more power to you. But like in the gym, it's offensive as hell.
Yeah. You don't, like your tripod doesn't come over the person's workout. Like that's where you're there is to work out and then to get better.
Yeah.
And if you're just so, into yourself that you think that you getting a video is overshadows the person who is trying to actually better themselves, that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah, and like also, like I said, unless you're a personal trainer and you're making your workouts for people to like, if you posted your workouts on Instagram, like fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Like teach me how to build the shelf. It's about to be peak summer.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Shelf building operation is a go.
We've got to get the peach together, but again, like everybody else, I don't care. Okay, like Alex Earl, love her posting her videos. Girl, you're just naturally thin. Shut up. You know what I mean? Like. We're not doing too much. That's not out the norm. Unless you're like doing unique shit, what are you showing me?
Now, would you say most of them are women or there's the men doing that too?
Let me tell you, it's not one gender.
No, it's definitely both.
Yeah, it's definitely both.
I would say it leans a wee bit more so on the women's side, but there's definitely the guys. And that's where I nearly get more disappointed because the guys are getting annoyed about it. I'm like, bro, you should know better.
100%.
100%.
And that's a good, okay, so that person drives me utterly insane. I think they're offensive and they're usually like daft and delusional and just unaware of their surroundings too.
Yeah, they're social aspects off completely.
But like some people like are truly like, I have so many friends that like have no social media presence and they're like, they won't even be in my story. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, they don't want to have their face all over somebody's, somebody could be having millions of followers and now everybody knows, oh, this dude works out at that gym too. Maybe his like, I don't know. They don't want people knowing their shit.
No. And I have clients who I actually do need them to record exercises to show me that, check their form, make sure they're doing right, are they lifting heavy enough? And I always tell them, I'm like, I need you to record this. So like, check your surroundings.
Yeah.
If you're allowed to film in the gym, you do it, right? Because I need you to send me the videos. But do it in a respectful way. Make sure if there is somebody beside you, ask me, I just need a quick video. And if you're sending it to a coach, this is where different. If we're recording an exercise to send to a coach, then nobody should have a problem because everybody's going to the gym to get better and better themselves. So obviously if you went to the trouble of hiring a coach and you need to send a video, nobody should have a problem with that. And that's where if you're discreet with it, and I have a tripod on the back of my phone, like it's tiny, right?
I love that.
It's a peak design.
Guys, if you're not watching, the tiny tripod. Can we get a close up? No, I'm just kidding.
Peak design. Peak design. It's like the best $80 I ever spent. But I always encourage my clients to get it because it's so discreet that it's not a big tripod that's all over in everybody's face. So yeah, like if you are filming it and you have to send it to a coach, that should be totally fine. But obviously just be massively respectful of everybody around.
100%. And when I was rehabbing my ankle, I don't know, my ankle journey, it's been a 10-year thing. I've had surgery, maybe like year 6. I had a trainer and he was actually in the UK and he was great. And he would always be like, send me a video of your form because I'm telling him like my peach isn't peaching. You know, and I'm my worst critic. So he would be like, but I would take the quickest video ever and I'd be done with it. First of all, I'm not looking cute, like whatever. Anyways, we hate you. We do. Everybody else in the gym hates you, especially because you're not the main character in my life. So like, I'm going to walk in front of your damn tripod. Okay. So then there's are you using this, Andy? He is a man, because let me tell you, I have never had a woman interrupt my workout like that ever. Women, I will want to use the little like thigh machine, whatever it's called, the like abductor. I will see 17 women on it. They will rotate. I will sit there patiently and I'll be like, when she's done, I'll go. I will not go and be like, let me work in. Are you using this? When her ass is in the chair, she's sitting there, literally peak workout. Sometimes I'm in the middle of a fucking set. Like I'm like squeezing the thighs and somebody's like, are you using this? Like, sir, I had to take my AirPod out. I had to stop my reps. Yeah, I have another set. Wait patiently over there like a fucking gentleman.
I feel like you've had such traumatic experiences in the gym.
No, I will tell you, Daniel, because you're a man, nobody interrupts a woman's workout more than a man. I promise you, and I love men. This is not hating on men, but
there's a few.
They do not respect women working out in the gym.
I will say that there's a few that make us look bad.
100%.
And I'd say this to my clients because I have new clients that have worked out at home the whole time and they're going to the gym now. They've started and they're having a great experience.
Yeah.
And the stuff that I'm obviously telling them is like, there is these people who we're talking about who they're not great and they make the rest of us look bad, but there's not all of us are terrible. And the thing is,
no.
Yeah, on your point, yes, there's people who it's just like their social or their personal awareness is just completely, they don't have a scale at all. It's just not oblivious.
Yeah.
And they just walk up to you in the middle of, because they want to use it. They're like, are you using this? And you're like, yeah, I'm clearly using it. And I got like 3 more sets here. I just started.
Yeah.
What I try to encourage people to do is pay attention to your surroundings and be like, if you know that you have to do certain exercises, well then if somebody's using it, you can see how many sets or they've been doing, so they might be nearly finished. And then obviously if you're going to go up and ask, wait till they're finished. Or in between, you'll be like, how many you got? Okay, good. You finish, you rock out. I'll be over here.
I honestly just can't deal with it because this is a great story about, like, one time I was literally on a bench at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
There was 3 benches. 2 of them were used. 1 was being used by a man.
Uh-huh.
He was watching TikTok videos. I was sitting there doing like a chest press and I'm in the middle of it. And this guy leans over me.
No,
like literally leans over me. And he's like, how many more do you have?
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, I'm not even joking you, Daniel. There was an empty bench around the corner. And I literally stopped and I sat up and I said, go use that one over there. And don't ask me in the middle of my set. I wasn't even friendly about it. And I'm like, and then he was like, well, that one's far away. And I was like, tough titties. Like, I was literally like, tough titties. But you know what he didn't do after he left me? He did not walk over to that guy and ask him the same question.
No.
And that guy wasn't even working out. I was literally like so livid. I was texting my girlfriends. I was like, what is wrong with like all the men in the gym? And like, again, like you're saying, it's not all the men because the other
It's not all. I'm like, these dudes are giving us such a bad name. Like, I do want to say it before even going to the next few people. I'm like, some of the nicest people you will ever meet is the gym bros.
100% love the gym bros.
And
they're also the hottest. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go, fellas. But that's where I always tell the clients, I'm like, yo, if you're struggling with a weight or you don't know what to do or whatever, go ask them. Usually the biggest guy in the gym is probably the nicest.
100%.
And they will go out of their way to show you how to do it, to carry the weight over, help you out, whatever you need. That's like 90 98% of the guys in the gym, but then we're talking about those other like 1 to 2% that fucking make us look bad.
Yeah, but you know what? I will tell you this. I have never been approached by one of the seasoned pros from the gym. Every guy that's like the Andy Asker is like the skinniest dude you've ever met in your life, who's there probably one time every week, maybe that. And he's literally like, can you not be on this equipment that I really want to use right now, basically? Like, that's what that says to me is like, my workout's more important than yours.
There's a way, and it's...
But like, if I'm there
just imagining
first,
the dude like looking over you while you're mid-set with a chest press.
No.
Like, fuck it.
But that's another thing. Like, some of these people for like women at the gym, there was a reason why there was a gym made for only women to go to. Like, there is the gym lurker who's like there as a spectator, and like, y'all are not quiet about it. You know what I mean? They think that nobody can see them, and it's like, okay, old man. It's usually an older guy.
In the 09 version or in this version?
Oh no, it was in all the versions.
All
the
versions.
Gym lurker has been around for years, decades. And because you know why? Because it's usually somebody that's a little bit older, or sometimes it's like a younger guy who's just like out of his element a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe he's like feeling intimidated. The gym can feel intimidating when you're not like...
The gym is one of the most intimidating places in the world. And that's where the January people,
oh my God.
Or they're coming in, they're like, I don't know what we're doing. And then that's whenever they don't last after like 10 days or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that person that obviously lurk is just... Now, they go and then they don't actually like learn what to do. They just keep going and they don't really do anything. They're just there.
They're just like lurking around, walking. But also like, I feel bad because in a crowded gym, they're almost kind of like in the way. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's like, can you just like...
Can you go hire a coach so that you know what to do?
And my God, yes.
There we go.
Hire Daniel.
Hello.
Please. More people need to hire trainers.
Please, like, yes.
I've seen some wild squats.
Don't even start me on the squats.
We've seen so much bad form.
I do have to look the other way. It's like it takes everything in me to not have to, because I want to help everybody, and I can clearly see somebody's not doing like the exercise right.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not their coach.
You know what? I would like if you interrupted me if I was like deadlifting wrong or something and been like, just, do this less with your knees or whatever. Like, that's helpful actually.
Yeah. If I see somebody doing a deadlift, more specifically a deadlift or squat compared to the other exercise, but those two in particular, if I see somebody doing it like so bad, I was like, I would go over and ask, like, can I help out? Can I suggest whatever? And then I'll know then if they're like, yes, thank you. Because sometimes they're either, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I have to do this, or I've been told to do this, blah, blah, blah. Or else they're like, I've been trying to do this for a while, it doesn't feel good. Yeah. Or then there's the third person who's just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, no, that person is like out of his mind.
Cool, you keep doing what you're doing, bro. You're doing great.
Honestly, I've seen so many girls do that where like, they're just like, nah, I'm good. And it's like, are you, honey? Because you're going to blow out your back. But no, like, so the gym lurker is my least favorite, because the younger guy that's out of his element is one thing, but sometimes it's just like somebody just sitting at a machine and just staring down people's shirts. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sometimes it can get really uncomfortable, or like they're just staring at you in the mirror and it's like, I can see you in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like uncomfortable, because when you're a girl and you're doing lower body, it's like a little overtly sexual. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing hip thrusts, you're doing little deadlift action, you got to squeeze the cheeks at the top, you know, it's feeling like, all right, everybody just look away. You know what I mean? Like, and people don't do that sometimes. So,
no.
Decorum, guys.
There's, a wee bit of that, all right. Decorum, folks. Come on.
He's laughing because he's like, I've seen the cheeks.
Just do better. Just do better, folks.
Okay, so my least favorite group at the gym is the group hang people. And that's the girls and the guys.
That's definitely both, yeah.
Yeah. Because like they're there and they're having a Sunday catch up instead of going to brunch. And they're taking 17 pieces of equipment.
The whole, like, that one side of the gym, the whole section.
I was like, oh my God, I'll never go to an Equinox after 5:30 p.m. on a weekday ever again.
It is wild.
Oh my God.
It's mental.
But they're like they're having like a 2-hour conversation, and they're all switching between 3 machines that you really need to use. And you're like, I'm just never going to get it. You just got to go home.
You could be that person, like, how many sets you got left? How many sets you got
Well,
left?
I will actually, fun fact, I will be that person.
Mid-set.
I will be that person if you're just sitting and having a conversation and not actually using the equipment.
Yeah.
And also, I will be that person if you're the TikTok guy sitting on a piece of equipment, watching a video or having a text fight with your girlfriend
And
for
you see
20
the big,
minutes.
massive long blue text.
Come on, bro. Just go home.
I was going to say, are they the people that are on the phones, or is that a different
Oh my God.
person?
I hate the people on their phones because it's actually where I come to zone out.
Yeah, I try to put the phone away, or if I'm listening to music, I'll have it on do not disturb, so
Yeah.
it's that way. But yeah, the people who do a set and then are on the phone for like 3 to 4 minutes before they go again, like that's a good 15
Egregious.
minutes
Yeah. Egregious.
or more.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's at 5 or 6 p.m. on a weeknight, there's only so many benches, like, you know, come on, folks. And then if it's on a cable machine,
Oh my
fucking
God.
game over.
No, that's
Oh.
where those are the guys that I'll be like, are you using this still? Because like I'm looking at you watching some girl jumping around on TikTok. So are you still doing this or where are you at?
There's like a, I don't know if it's a bro code or whatever, but like I know where if instead of having to go ask like how many you got, we can like, we'll know as fellas, or we'll probably like with the hands like, many.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, you know, put up the finger
Yeah.
either 1 or 2, whatever. Just when it comes up, it's cool. So like we don't even have to go over, and it's like if more people who could do that, and that's where if the girls done that to the fellas, we would love it because
I do that to guys.
Because I
I'm
feel
not
like
trying to take my AirPods out. I'm like,
you how many you got?
yeah,
I feel
we're
like
doing the fingers, guys. If
the
you know.
girls don't know. I know, right? We're holding up one or two fingers.
We're
here.
holding up the fingers.
But I feel like, you know, and it kind of saves that awkwardness, because if people are obviously aware of, most people, not everybody, but they look around when they finish sets. So like if you catch the eye contact, it saves you having to actually go over to interrupt them, whatever. You just hold up and say, how many you got left?
100%.
That kind of helps a lot.
I will do the little finger thing, but sometimes then they take their AirPod out and then I'm forced to do the same. I do, guys. I don't like to remove an AirPod, all right?
I see that. I feel like you're
Yeah.
very pro AirPod here.
Because I wear them on the streets, people tap me on the shoulder. What's the name of your dog? I got to take my AirPod out for this exchange. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm on a call. But like, no, seriously, if you're just hogging equipment and being on your phone,
Yeah,
it's
highly infuriating. Yeah.
if the gym is 100% empty, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But like, be aware of your surroundings.
It's very tough for
men
people.
and women.
Yes.
Men and women do it.
Yeah. No, 100%.
No, but I don't like the group hangs because they just really will take the whole area for 17 years. Okay, so the next one is actually going to segue into group classes and classes in general.
Okay.
Cult class Karen. She's at
I love how you came up with these
names.
names.
Yeah. She's at her class.
Yeah.
She's got her spot.
Oh yeah.
She knows the instructor. The instructor puts up with her. All right. You can always feel the contempt for the instructor. The instructor always has a little bit of contempt for that person where they're like, hi.
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to talk to them too much. Like they know them. Hi Karen. How are things?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna set up. Glad to see you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a trip.
She's wild, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wears.
There's quite a few people in the class section.
Yeah, she wants to be the instructor.
Yes, they're that person front and center. They're early, first in, last out.
Yes.
I've coached classes for years, and the thing is, as an instructor, you want your class to be filled. So like, great, you have the person coming back, but yeah, they can be a bit like. Woo, I was like, yo, it's 6 a.m.
Yeah, we're all just arriving, all right? Calm down.
But that's one for sure.
Yeah, she's the regular. And then there's like, okay, and this is geared only to women. The men are chill as fuck in group classes. I have actually no notes for men in group classes.
Hell yeah, let's go, fellas.
Yeah.
There we go.
Men are great. There's like the stereotypical bitch. Like there is. I'm sorry. If you've ever done a group Pilates class in Manhattan as a woman, you know, like you actually hate half the women in that class because they are not friendly at all. Like they're not trying to be friendly. Like you're like, oh, is anybody here? They're like, look at you with disgust. Like, no, like, please, like, ugh. Like they're like mad that you go next to them it's like their whole area.
Yeah. I'll speak on it whatever a bit, but I'm not I've did Pilates. I did 1-to-1 sessions a couple of years ago with Pilates, my friend. Lab Pilates. Shout out Lab Pilates. And I haven't done classes or group, whatever, but I'm obviously aware because I've lived in New York City for 8 years.
Yeah.
It's shit's wild.
It's so wild.
You women are,
yeah.
And then there's the people who like is just Pilates.
Yeah.
Like they love it. I feel like I also say it funny. I don't know if you.
No, you say it great.
Pilates.
Pilates. Yeah, you're saying it right.
I'm definitely saying it different than you. But I feel like when they're just Pilates, they just like that's their whole being.
It is. Okay, so I am a gym girl, right? Because I've been so injured the past few months.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on a Pilates journey, and I happen to live across the street from a hot Pilates class.
Okay.
And so that makes my life easier. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do Pilates. All right, like, you know, it's toning the abs, whatever. I see why people like it. It's not a place where you lose weight, though. You know what I mean? So
it's very difficult. Like
it is.
People be shitting on Pilates.
Yeah,
it is great. It has its place.
Yes, it does.
I'm obviously going to be way more encouraging towards the gym and lifting weights and stuff like that. But
yeah.
Fire away.
No.
Absolutely, ladies. Keep doing it.
But this is a heated class, right? So like in a heated class, you have to be aware of your surroundings. And this girl doesn't give a fuck who's next to her. She does not care. She will drip all over you. She will stick her arm and her leg right in your face. She won't move.
Mm-hmm.
She won't do the thing where you have to like kind of stagger so you don't kill someone next to you. She doesn't give a shit.
Doesn't care. Just she's there. It's her workout.
It's her
front
life.
and center.
We're just there, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
And then to the guys, shout out to the guys here.
The guys are great.
If they're in the Pilates, like fair play to them. You do get a few, but it's like
yeah.
And even on a broader point, like in fitness in New York City,
yeah,
it's the women and the gay guys who spend money on either training or class or whatever.
Yeah,
guys will go to the gym themselves because they're guys and egos and all this here. But if you do get fellas who go to the gym, it's like if you have 20 people in a class, you got like 18 women and 2 guys, if not 19
100%.
and 1. And usually they're in the back corner, minding their own business.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm just here to work out. Yous all are great. Like, rock out.
Them.
So shout out to all the guys.
No, they're fantastic. And also like these poor guys, I like the New York Post or the New York Times wrote an article and it was like, why is there men in my Pilates class? Like, first of all, men go to classes to kind of vary. I go to classes to vary it up, and I'm sure some men do that too.
Mm-hmm.
But also like there's injuries, there's whatever. Like, and by the way, again, they are the most respectful because they're usually like so intimidated. You walk into a class, you walk into a group Pilates class as a straight man. We're in our little tiny shorts or whatever. They're like, oh my God, I can't look anywhere.
I feel like I'll have to do this as like an experiment now just to see what the fuck's going on.
No, they're like trying so hard. They're like, oh my God, everyone's hot. They're trying so hard not to check everyone out.
It's eye contact. They're like if you're talking to a girl, it's like you're straight in the eyeballs.
Straight in the eyes.
Don't. I'm not looking anywhere else. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like they're literally so respectful. And I felt so bad for that article because all the boys were commenting. They're like, well, what do we do if we like Pilates? I'm like, well, I love you. Yeah. I can do without the top 2 girls that I just mentioned because those girls are a menace to society in the class. But like also in the group class I love the newbies. The newbies are always, they're like so afraid. They're like, hi.
I do love seeing newbie come in as a coach and as an instructor. Like it's our job to make them comfortable and want to come back.
Yes.
And then make sure that this is the best hour that they've had in a class.
Yeah.
And love to see them coming.
I love the newbies, but I will tell you the next person is the classically late person. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There's always somebody that shows up to the class like 10 minutes late and they're so unaware of how disruptive they are. They're like opening the door 16 times. They're like trying to pull up right in the front row. Like it's like being late to a wedding. Okay. Yes. Go to the back.
Yeah.
You don't go to the top of the aisle and sit down. You know what I mean? Like you go to the back and you act embarrassed. Like
the audacity though. I know people who are late all the time and they literally don't care because like they've been coming so long and they know me or know what the class. They're just like, yo, I'm sorry. Like, and they just rock up. Literally. No warm up, straight in.
They just walk over someone else's mat. They're like going back and forth to get their 17 weights. Like they have no fucks.
Zero.
I would love to come back reincarnated as somebody that has no fucks. Like, what is that like?
It's like I'm sure it's amazing. Like that ignorance is bliss type feeling. Just The oblivious to everything going on around them must be amazing.
It must be so good. But like, I mean, that is my whole like synopsis of a group class. Those are the people that you're gonna find because
I think you're accurate.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously the actual people who like arrive on time, do the work, are great. Shout out to you guys.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know,
that's me.
We don't. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I don't communicate. You know what I am? I'm the regular that makes zero friends. I probably come off as like the most. I'm like mean probably because I'm there. I'm like, I'm here to work out. Hi, instructor. Oh, here's my injuries. Always tell the instructor your injuries.
Oh yes, please do. You let them know because then we don't want to get halfway through the class and you're like, oh, you're injured and you can't. Oh, you could have told us that. But.
Yeah, I always tell them like, hey, I'm gonna be making modifications. Don't call me out and come over and yell at me.
Yeah.
But or like,
because I am definitely the first to be like, yo, what are you doing over there?
Do you know what is so crazy? This was wild. I was a Pilates class. So like if you're doing Pilates, sometimes it's like low impact, you know, maybe you're injured. So like I come early, I'm in the front next to the instructor and I tell her like, hey, I'm injured in my hip flexor and my hamstring. So like if you see me struggling, maybe you can shoot me some modifications, but for the most part, I'll like make attempts. And she literally, I've never had this happen. Daniel, you're going to pass out. She looked like disgusted. And she was like, well, should you be working out?
Oh my God.
And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I had a hamstring injury and I did this, and this. Daniel, during the entire 40 minutes, this girl didn't look at me once.
Oh, for God's sake.
And I actually tapped her at one point and was like, is there a modification? She literally blew me off, ignored me. I left the class early and I went outside and I was like, yo, I want my money back for this class. That's
where I just said 5 minutes ago, but like when a newbie comes in, like my goal is that they want to come back once they finish this class. How can I make this the best experience, the best class they've ever had? That's the way I've been from day one.
Yeah.
If somebody comes up to me telling me that they have an injury, I'm like, no worries.
Yeah.
You know, we will do this. And then for somebody to have the mindset of the opposite of that,
crazy.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that's not. They're not going to be successful. Like they'll have their groupies or whatever, a few, but they're not going to, in my opinion, be super successful in that industry and whatever they're doing. So yeah.
No, she was so rude. And her, like everyone else outside, they all are like instructors too. And I was like, oh, I've taken your class. And she's like, yeah, a week ago you were a bomb and you told me you had an injury and I didn't even notice it. And I'm like, yeah. So like I tell her I have an injury. I said the only thing I can't do is like the only thing I struggle with is lunges. The whole class was lunges.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And she didn't give me one modification.
Love that.
And I was like, yo, what the fuck? And I wasn't a newbie. So I don't know. Like the injury thing is wild at the gym because I feel like usually as a trainer, when you tell somebody, they like love you.
Yeah, like we as a coach, we love it when people come up to let us know if there's anything going on because it just helps us because then we don't again down the line or halfway through the class be calling you out, and then we make you feel embarrassed even though you didn't tell us or whatever. We're like, yo, that was on me. I don't know if you've seen, I posted it a couple of weeks ago on my story, the meme of the regulars who show up late and they're just like dancing around, but they don't listen to what we're saying on the program and they just do their own workout, but because they're friends and they just have a great time and they just bring the vibes to the class. I'm not joking, I must have watched that video 400 times. It's so hysterical true. And we know so many, and the thing is I'm that person sometimes, depending whose class that I go to, but I'm not reciprocal because they do it to me whenever they come to my class. So I'll repost it even when we repost about this episode. It's fucking hysterical. It shows up late, just dancing around, does their own workout, and it just brings vibes. It was hysterical.
Look, I've been that person before, so like I can't hate on it too much. But I mean, there's one instructor at Equinox in New York City, and if you know him, he's like a cult classic. His name is Calvin Wiley. He's like this older guy. He's so funny. Even the regulars, like if I do my own thing, he'll come over and like hit me on the butt. Like he's like an older gay guy. Okay. And so it's like, it's funny.
Yeah.
And he'll hit me on the butt and he'll just stare at me with his arms crossed and he'll be like, do the workout, honey. And I'm like, okay, damn, you know me. But like, okay, so we've covered all the people you're going to find at the gym. And then obviously there's the like, mind's their business, mind's his business, like chill people. That's like 20%. All right. The people that work at the gyms, okay, that's my favorite because there's like 4 people, sorry. All right? There's
Okay.
like the manager that runs shit,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't take shit, by the way, like so on top of their game.
Yeah.
Don't mess with them, especially if they're a woman. They are literally not to be played with.
Yeah.
The trainer who like really wants to train you and like is annoying about it.
Okay.
Then there's like the trainer that's like just there. They're like, I'd rather be here than my house, but like, you know,
I'd rather be here than
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know them.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they have like 3 clients a week.
Yeah.
They're just there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like watching the regulars come in the gym and they're like, that's a good workout. I should steal that for my clients.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Just happy, just people watching all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like the trainers that actually know what they're doing. And let me tell you, I'm sure you'll agree with me, 10%.
If even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, cause I've hired so many trainers over the years cause I've had so many injuries. And like, I'm like, do you know what you're doing with this injury?
Oh, very small percentage. Very small, unfortunately. But this is where I think the quality of the coaches is going down a wee bit as the years go on, because I think, well, to be honest, I think as like social media, there's nearly over information, so nobody knows what's the right information.
100%.
Whereas years ago, you actually had to go and learn, and there's only a few respected people that you would take the advice from or learn from. And then you would actually have to go and do it, or you would have done it yourself, so you know what you're talking about. So yeah, the percentage of people who actually know what they're talking about is very minimal. And most of the time, the people that are not big on social media are actually the better coaches, whereas a lot of people, biggest influencers or social media presence isn't the best coach at all. It's actually probably the worst. So
yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree. And by the way, I will know in 2 seconds when I'm working out with you if you know what you're talking about, because like somebody's like, oh, this, and it works the piriformis, and they're like saying the muscle, and I'm like, you know what you're doing. And then I'm working with people and they're like, I'm like, oh, I have an ankle injury. Well, can you do a jump squat? And I'm like, okay, well, if you're asking me, like, do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's the percentages are. I'm still laughing at the dude who just, the middle guy who's just there, happy to be there instead of home.
Yeah, no, you know who that person is.
Yeah.
He's just chilling.
Just walking, and he'll know everybody in the gym then as well, and he'll just
100%.
go around fist pumping everybody, like, how you doing? You know, just chilling there, happy as Larry.
But also like there's the trainers that are like blissfully unaware of like certain things. So like you're gonna die at this because like, all right guys, you can't see Dan's in good shape. He takes care of himself. He works all the muscles.
Thank you.
But I have been approached. One time I was at a New York sports club 100 years ago and I was doing squats and I'd been working out with trainers. Like my form is like impeccable. And
Love that.
this guy walks over to me and it was clear he just wanted to bother me. You know what I mean? But he was a trainer. He had the biggest upper body I've ever seen on a man. His legs.
Oh no.
I told my friends this story later and I described him as SpongeBob.
Oh
because
no.
he had the skinniest legs I have ever seen.
Lads.
No ass. Literally the skinniest twig legs ever. And this man comes over to me and he's like, do you need some help with your form? And do you want me to show you how to build a booty? And I looked at him.
Oh my God almighty.
I was born with an ass. And I looked at this man and I was just like, I'm good, dude.
Yo.
I'm good. We can't be skipping leg day and be a trainer.
Yo, dude, you can't leg day. You cannot skip it.
It was crazy.
Oh,
I felt so bad for it.
It really does. I will say there's fellas who, God love them, don't have calves. They just weren't born. And they will train them and they just can't grow them. And then there's other guys who just don't have them and don't train them.
Yeah.
And just like, fellas,
It's insane. It's insane.
Don't skip leg day. That goes for everybody.
Don't skip upper body day. I see some people with a shelf and then they got the skinniest little twig arms ever. And they're like, well, if I lift a weight, I'm going to be jacked. Oh, come on.
Yeah, if you think you're going to get bulky, ladies, from lifting weights, you're not. You're not.
Yeah. No,
we men have been trying for years and it's hard.
Well, you know what? I will say some people are genetically gifted.
Yes, they are.
And everybody thinks I'm really strong because I have little guns. And I will tell you, I've had them since 7. Like, I'm not strong. I can't lift heavy things.
You look strong.
More than 10 pounds ends me. And sometimes I can't even do more than 7.5. So like, not happening.
But fix that.
Some people, I'm going to train with Daniel after this, guys. But some people really, they just need a lot more work because they can't do it. And more power. I can't get abs. I got to give up chocolate. I can't do that.
No, well, I do again. I love to see the women in the gym lifting heavy. Like that's pretty much what I say on a daily basis. All my clients, because most of them are women, 90% are women. It's lifting heavy weights just makes everything better, and I will say like it's the fear of lifting heavy is once you overcome that, like it just opens the door and people think that it's you're jumping off a cliff, whatever. No, it's just one wee step. That's the biggest fear, and once you get over that, oh man, lifting heavy weights just makes everything better.
Oh man, I miss working out. Having an injury and being somebody that like needs to work out to keep their mental clarity is literally like, it's like being a prisoner in your own body. By the way, I become such a big bitch. I'm like the worst.
You're like hangry on steroids.
It's literally the worst. So I mean, all right. So we're gonna talk about how to be a good person at the gym. Okay. And the first is thou shalt wipe down the equipment. Okay. Yeah. I am not trying to get whatever the hell is all over your body. And some people need to learn how they need to shower a few times a week before they go to the gym. Okay.
Yes.
You need to shower.
Please wipe down.
Wipe down. Be aware of your scent. Please shower after you work out if you sweat profusely, men and women.
Yeah. There's also a tip for anybody and everybody, but I learned this very, very early on that if you smell good, people remember.
People do remember.
So as a coach, whenever I was starting out, you're getting to know people, and then become friends with them, and then if they give you a hug when they come into the class, whatever it is, great to see you, oh my god, you smell good.
Yeah,
they will remember that.
They do.
Even if you walk past somebody in the gym, like this is not even coaches, this is if you're a gym goer or whatever.
Yeah.
If you just smell good, then people will notice that, but also remember it. So that's.
I mean, we talked about this, me and Teresa, about date etiquette. Like, I want to, if I'm everybody's like the sensory, right? Scent is great, but also like some of these people out here not wearing deodorant. I just want to say everyone should be wearing it.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, it's like 101.
Okay. So also when we're wiped down in the equipment, we are not all influencers in the damn gym. Be in a corner. Don't have anyone behind you. Don't be up in anybody's business. If you're in the middle of the gym with a tripod and you are not, I don't even know, somebody with 10 million. Maybe Kim Kardashian could do it. She has 73 million followers. Like she needs to show her workout for something. She's sponsoring something. Maybe.
Yeah, but she's only lifting 5 pounds.
Yeah, for sure. That shit's fake. But also, I only care about trainers. So if I see a trainer doing it and he's like talking to the camera, like you lift like this and you have to keep your back flat. Okay. But also, usually they're doing it in the corner too.
Yeah.
Wait your turn for equipment. Just be patient. If somebody is sitting there watching TikTok if you clock it over 5 minutes, you could tap them. Are you still using this?
Yeah. Yes.
You're laughing because you see this every day.
Yeah.
Men
are great.
Do not glare at women. If you see a hottie and you're like, I want to throw out my shot, you could do a little smile. If someone smiles back at you, then you can approach them and talk to them. Don't make me take out my AirPod.
God forbid. Do not make Alyssa take out her AirPod. It's fucking game over.
I don't want to take out my AirPod.
She takes the AirPod out. That's it. Walk, run.
It is like a thing. If you have to stop what you're doing and remove an AirPod, you're already like, what are we doing here? Like if it.
That could be that. You're gonna start like a whole like thing now where if lads know that the girl takes her AirPod out, like it's fucking game over. Like run.
No, but you know what? Sometimes I'll do it with a face. Like, okay, if you're just listening, but like you could probably feel my face. It's like this. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, my face has subtitles as well. Yeah, even though I probably need subtitles myself, but yeah, my face has subtitles. You can tell what's going on.
Okay, so as a trainer. All right, you don't have to name names, but what have you seen? What's like a crazy story with like a celebrity that you've worked out with where you're like, holy fuck, this person is crazy, or this is a crazy story? To put you on the spot.
I don't really like shitting on people or telling it bad stories. I'll just say like, as a coach, like the best client you can have is like the type A 9-to-5er, because they're going to show up on time, they're going to be regulars, they're going to do the work, it doesn't matter, whatever it is. And the other side of that is like celebrities usually are late, or they'll cancel, or they're no shows, or they don't care, or they're on the phone because they're a celebrity. Like it's their world.
Okay,
you know, we're living in it. So there's the rare occasion where there's people who show up on time, and they're there because they appreciate you, and that, I think it comes from where their upbringing and stuff like that. Like I've had an experience where it was back-to-back days. I'm not name any names, and I'm not naming any names, but there was a person who was supposed to train, let's say on the Wednesday. He was 2 hours late, and we only got like a 30-minute workout in. Yeah. And then he left. And then the next day, the other fella was 20 minutes early, stayed for over an hour, and we are actually going to get lunch after then as well.
Oh, wow.
So just the difference in that alone was a big tell. So, but that's kind of like, again, not shitting on celebrities. They're celebrities. Like, they do whatever the fuck they want. But
have you ever had like a messy situation, like somebody who's married and they're like, train this girl, and you're like,
no, I'm no bullshit. I was like, I don't shit for you sleep, and I definitely, that was like one from day one, not breaking that rule. But
you've never trained somebody's mistress?
Oh no, I haven't trained anybody's mistress now. I've been in the gym where there is other celebrities being trained by other trainers and stuff like that, and there's crazy shit going on. I'm like, yo, that's cool. You do that over there.
What's the craziest thing you've seen? They're not your clients.
Not my clients.
Yeah, there were somebody else's clients, and you just witnessed it.
No, well, there's no real big juicy story here or anything like, but just the way in which, yourself, the way in which celebrities just go on. Yeah. It's just they're not on the same planet as us.
Are they like a little bit self-absorbed?
There's a wee bit of that. Yeah, there's a wee bit of that. And they don't like maybe being surrounded by certain amounts of people, or somebody will say, well, I've seen before where like trainers will be, let's go do this and this, and they're like, no, well, I don't like doing that. And then they'll want to go do something else.
You know what? I've been that girl before. I have.
Like that.
I'm like, we're done with the hip thrusts. Like I've done 10 sets. We're not putting more weight on. We're moving on.
So the essence of that is like, yes, why were you doing 10 sets? But also, if it's something that the coaches wants to do it to you, unless it's completely wrong, fair enough. But like the majority, like you're going to coach for a reason. So
yeah, of course.
There's that. But yeah, like I feel like I don't have any like massively juicy, rotten stories for you.
Okay, so what are your top tips for people that are going to go work out? Like because you're a trainer, right? Mm-hmm. So like, what's your top tips? Like, is it like, what are the most mistakes you see people making? Like, what should people be aware of, cognizant of? Like, how can we do better?
How can we do better in general, or people who go to the gym?
Let's stick with the gym. Yeah. We can get.
Well, for people going to the gym, the first thing you should do is hire a coach.
Hire a coach, 100%.
Yeah, because there's two types of people in the world. Either they don't know what they're doing, so they need to be told what to do, or they do know what they're doing, but they still need to be told what to do. Like, you're either one or the other, and both need a coach. So
100%.
That helps to take the guess out. You just show up, they tell you what to do, you leave again. Obviously hire a good coach, don't just hire anybody, do your research, but that kind of helps, because then if you're uncomfortable in the gym, they'll help you get comfortable. The thing is, people they're so in their head like, oh, well, I don't want to spend money on them. Like, well, if you invest in yourself, you're going to get the benefits, and it's not that it has to be forever. Like, you do it for a while and you learn, and then you go on. It's like, you're free, go do your own thing.
100%.
So, that's like one of the biggest things. And yeah, just treat people the way you'd want to be treated, I think, is the biggest one. Like, we've mentioned a few different folks that are in the gym, and again, they don't speak for all of us. This is where I said it earlier, like the gym bros are some of the nicest people in the world.
100%.
And the gym itself I think is the best thing that was ever invented, because you get to go in and better yourself, and it's the mental aspect too. Like, as you say, there's not just the physical, it's the mental and the structure, discipline that it builds. There's so many big benefits to it, and I hate it whenever people go and they get a bad experience from one dickhead
100%.
and it ruins it. So
100%. Like, as somebody who needs the gym for therapy, I will tell you, when you go to a gym regularly, you do start to fall into a rhythm where you're like, at this time, it's going to be like empty. I'm going to do this. And you start to see the regulars and you like kind of have an unspoken bond.
Yeah.
And like, this is a funny story. I'm just going to tell you a quick story before we go. But like, you also know like when somebody annoying is always there and you schedule around that person, they're like always using the one thing you need and they're like the worst. You're like, I'm gonna go half hour later. But like one time I was in the gym and it was when I was on crutches actually. So like my physical therapy place was like connected to my gym. Okay. So everybody knew me, and like when a girl comes into a gym on crutches, everybody knows her at that point.
Yeah,
like you're like a celebrity.
Yeah.
People are like, damn, she's hardcore.
Yeah.
So I came out of physical therapy and I was in the gym and like there was like 6 guys around. They'd kind of just always been there and they were like looking at me and nodding like with respect, you know, she's doing upper body. Look at her.
Let's go.
This guy comes in a full suit from the physical therapy place that I had just been in, walks into the gym.
Like a suit and tie?
Suit and tie. Proceeds to ask me on a date in front of every man. He was so loud. He was so loud. He was like, hi, I saw you in there. You want to go on a date? And I was just like, oh, I'm taken. And like, and he just goes, but you know, you don't want to just get in her. He literally like didn't take. And like, honestly, these dudes that I've like seen in the gym for the past like 4 years are literally hysterically laughing. Like I felt bad for him because it was just so uncomfortable for me. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm trying to be nice. They're like, this dude didn't even pretend like he's working out. He came in here in the suit. Like it was so, and then after he left, that like they're coming up to me. They're like, that was brutal. I'm like, well, I was nice, but y'all were like, oh my. You guys are like laughing. Like it was so brutal.
You clearly made an impression on him with your crutches.
100%. But also I do feel like those people would kind of back you up if you got into some shit.
Yeah. There's the unspoken bond.
Yeah.
I love it because like you, even if you don't know their names and stuff, but you're going so much that you know them, you know you know the routine, you know the way they go and whatever, and you're just like, we head nod or what's up, whatever.
You just walk up, you're like near their weights, and you're like, you're just to the point. They're like, yeah, you could take it. Like you're killing, you know, it's like friendly.
Love
so
that.
We love the gym. If you're gonna go to the gym, be a normal person. Don't be a dickhead.
Yeah, pretty much don't be a dickhead.
Yeah.
That's it. That covers a lot of it, to be honest. Like it kind of encapsulates all of it.
Yeah, and my favorite. Okay, so my one question before we go. Pre-workout. Are we supposed to be doing this?
If you need it.
Really?
It's up to you.
Is it just like doing a line of Coke before you go work out?
Not as bad as that, I wouldn't say. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do drugs. No, the pre-workout really is like if you need like that kick up the ass before you go work out. Some people, it's nearly like a placebo effect at some stage. I don't take it anymore. I used to take it, and then I was thinking like we had Jack 3D. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
No.
Jack 3D. It's like it's not even legal
anymore. Is that an Irish thing?
No. Well, we had it there. It was over here as well. But yeah, that's that. If you Google it, like you can't get it anymore. It's like nearly illegal. It was wild. But you have pre-workout. You know, you start getting the tingles. Your face starts to melt. It's great.
I've never taken it, but people like come up next to me and I smell strawberry and they have like this big thermos of pink stuff and I'm like,
there's electrolytes and stuff like that there. But pre-workout, if you need it, take it. If you don't, you don't. Like it's really only if you really need it. Sometimes if you work out early in the morning, you need it. But like it's New York City, you got coffee everywhere. Like
love it.
So
yeah, we can just do some drugs.
You can. I'm not. I'm gonna stay away from them, folks. I'm only joking.
Well, thanks for coming. Wait, remind everyone where we can find you.
The Irish Yank on Instagram, the Irish Yank Society on Instagram, the Irish Yank Foundation on Instagram, all the good stuff. Just Irish Yank. That's it.
Okay, so we're here again with my new favorite redhead. And don't forget to like, subscribe, 5 stars only. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok at MissJudged Podcast, Spotify, Apple. Tell your friends, tell your fam.
Tell everybody. Tell everybody.
Thanks, guys.